Did you know that about 78% of kind-hearted men who go after Sigma women usually don't get beyond the first step? Why is this? It's because they don't get the silent rules of attraction that make Sigma women unique. Sigma women are distinctive. They don't just fit into the usual roles defined by society. If you think simply being kind will impress them, you might want to think again. Today, we're going to reveal 10 surprising facts about what Sigma women really look for and why kind-hearted men often don't succeed. If you're one of these men wondering why you end up just as friends, or if you're a Sigma woman tired of explaining your unique views, stay tuned. You're about to discover some eye-opening truths. Number 1. Sigma women prefer partners who challenge them, not followers. Sigma women are not attracted to men who agree with everything they say just to avoid conflict. They don't view that as respect. They see it as giving in. They're drawn to those who are strong, self-reliant, and hold firm to their beliefs. A man who is always trying to please, never disagrees, and fears sharing his own thoughts may think he's being considerate, but he's actually showing himself as more of a follower than an equal partner. A Sigma woman is looking for a man who stands his ground, stimulates her mind, and encourages her to see things differently. This doesn't mean being rude or ignoring her opinions. It means being confident in your own ideas while also valuing hers. Picture this. A Sigma woman is at a cafe with a new date. She mentions that she thinks working remotely is the way of the future. The man with her agrees immediately, even though he actually likes working from an office better. Rather than sharing his real view, he just smiles and nods, hoping to win her over by agreeing. But she notices he's not being genuine. She doesn't need someone who just repeats her opinions back to her. She needs someone who can discuss things intelligently, offer alternative viewpoints, and stand firm. Sigma women are leaders themselves, but they don't always want to take the lead in a relationship. They are attracted to men who are quietly confident, have their own goals, and are willing to challenge them thoughtfully when needed. If a man only does what she says and never stands up for himself, she will feel like she's more of a coach than a romantic partner. Attraction grows from a balance of give and take. A Sigma woman values a man who can challenge her opinions confidently and calmly. Someone who can say, "I understand your point, but here's another way to look at it," instead of just agreeing to avoid a disagreement. In essence, Sigma women are fiercely independent, and they expect their partners to be the same. They aren't looking for men who are there to serve them or adore them excessively. While such behavior might seem admirable, it often appears weak and unattractive. A Sigma woman wants an equal, not a servant. If a man wants to capture the heart of a Sigma woman, he should focus less on trying to please her and more on being true to himself. Confidence, self-respect, and the capacity to intellectually challenge her will always be more appealing than simple agreement. Number 2. Being too clingy can ruin things. Sigma women value their independence and look for the same strength in a partner. They're not interested in someone who always needs attention or affirmation. They avoid relationships where they feel like they have to manage the other person's emotions all the time. A man who constantly seeks reassurance through endless texts, fishing for compliments, or needing approval for every choice will quickly drive a Sigma woman away. She doesn't want to deal with an insecure man or shoulder all the emotional work by herself. For a Sigma woman, a strong bond is built on mutual respect, individual stability, and managing life's hurdles on one's own. Picture a Sigma woman dating a man who keeps asking, "Do you still like me?" or "Are you sure I didn't upset you?" Initially, she might be sympathetic, but eventually it becomes too much for her. She flourishes in relationships where both individuals are self-reliant, support one another, and grow together, not in situations where she has to constantly reassure her partner of their value. If a man always needs her affirmation, she will feel trapped instead of connected. Sigma women are not uncaring. They simply have limited tolerance for excessive clinginess, as it throws off the relationship's balance. They appreciate emotional depth and openness, but not emotional dependence. To a Sigma woman, confidence and independence are much more appealing than a man who depends on her for continual support. She admires a man who manages his own feelings, recognizes his value on his own, and tackles life's challenges without always seeking approval. She's not searching for someone to fill his emotional voids. She wants a partner who is already complete. A relationship with a Sigma woman should be a partnership of equals, where both people contribute strength and stability. Some nice guys think showing a lot of emotion makes them appear more real and lovable, but to a Sigma woman, it seems like a sign of weakness. She doesn't want to be responsible for another person's self-worth or joy. She prefers being with someone who is already confident in themselves. If a man can't be emotionally independent, she will naturally pull away. A Sigma woman cherishes connection, but she won't put up with emotional neediness. The best approach to win over and keep a Sigma woman is to focus on developing inner confidence, self-assurance, and emotional toughness. She doesn't need someone to complete her, and she expects her partner to feel the same way. Number 3. They love mystery over routine. Sigma women are fascinated by complexity and the excitement of the unknown. They like to think, watch, and plan, so they get bored when someone reveals too much about themselves too quickly, leaving no surprises. Nice guys sometimes think that showing all their cards right away builds a stronger connection. They share their thoughts, feelings, and plans, hoping it will make the bond deeper. However, to a Sigma woman, this can seem too straightforward, dull, and even a bit needy. She enjoys discovering someone slowly, enjoying the process of learning about them bit by bit. Consider a gripping book or an engaging film. What keeps you hooked is the suspense of not knowing what will happen next. If you knew the whole plot in the first few minutes, you wouldn't want to continue. This is similar to how attraction works. A Sigma woman doesn't want a man to unload his whole life story on the first date. Nor does she appreciate him constantly trying to impress her with clear attempts. She's more interested in someone who shares parts of himself gradually, which allows her curiosity to grow. It's not about playing tricks. It's about being thoughtful, layered, and maintaining an intriguing mystery that keeps the relationship exciting. Imagine a nice guy who texts a Sigma woman all the time, always ready to help, always wanting to share. He opens up about his past, his dreams, his fears, all at once, thinking this honesty will gain her trust. While being open is vital, good timing is just as important. Sigma women like to explore a person's character over time, not be given every detail right away. When a man reveals himself slowly, letting her ask questions and learn more when she's ready, it naturally builds interest. She values deep conversations that naturally show more about a person, instead of being bombarded with too much information too soon. What makes a man appealing to a Sigma woman is not secrecy, but having multiple interests and thoughts that aren't immediately clear. A man who lets his actions, mindset, and presence speak for themselves without always explaining everything gains her respect. If he's always the first to text, always agrees with her, always sticks to the same routine, he becomes too easy to read, and her interest wanes. The best approach with a Sigma woman is to keep some things unpredictable, let her guess a little, not by playing mind games or being unreliable, but by leading a full, interesting life apart from her. Be the man who doesn't share everything right away, who shows confidence quietly, and who keeps her engaged by gradually revealing different aspects of his life. She seeks someone who stimulates her thoughts, piques her interest, and leaves her wondering, not someone who gives away everything right from the start. If a nice guy really wants to attract a Sigma woman, he should focus on being genuine, deep, and a bit mysterious. Rather than trying too hard to impress her, he should aim to be interesting by himself. Sigma women are not drawn to those who are simple to figure out. They prefer men who keep them engaged, thinking, and eager to learn more. Number 4. Sigma women seek respect, not adoration. Many men think that the way to a woman's heart is through constant praise, non-stop compliments, and a heap of adoration. But this isn't the case. When a man behaves as if she's out of his league, as if he's just lucky to be around her, she'll quickly lose interest. To a Sigma woman, a man who elevates her too high isn't expressing love. He's displaying his own insecurities. She isn't looking for someone who puts her on a high pedestal and views her as unreachable. She seeks a companion who treats her as an equal. Imagine it this way. Being on a pedestal means there's a gap between her and the person admiring her. This makes the relationship feel uneven, forced, and awkward. A Sigma woman treasures respect that goes both ways in a relationship. If a man continuously treats her as if she's flawless and forgets his own value, she will feel overwhelmed rather than valued. She doesn't want to be glorified. She wants to be recognized, stimulated, and valued for her real self. Too much flattery, always agreeing with her, and acting as though she's perfect will make her think the relationship is shallow, missing the depth and equality she desires. Consider a scenario where a man often tells a Sigma woman, "You're so incredible, I don't deserve you," or "I'd do anything for you." It might seem charming at first, but it quickly wears thin. Why? Because this attitude gives her all the control and leaves him with none. A Sigma woman doesn't look for a man who relies on her for his sense of worth. She prefers a man who holds himself in high esteem just as much as he values her. Confidence and self-respect are much more appealing than mere worship. If a man views himself as unworthy, she'll start to see him that way too. In truth, Sigma women are attracted to strength, independence, and balance. They like men who are confident in their own skin, who pursue their own interests, goals, and who know their value. A man who respects himself is more likely to gain her respect as well. Instead of overdoing the compliments, she values real connections and meaningful conversations. Rather than someone who tries too hard to impress, she favors a man who impresses by being genuine. If a man really wants to connect with a Sigma woman, he should stop idolizing her and start seeing his own worth as equal in the relationship. Mutual admiration, respect, and effort are the keys to keeping her interested. She doesn't need to be worshipped. She simply wants a partner who recognizes his worth and sees her as a teammate, not a trophy. Number 5. She values depth over social status. Sigma women aren't attracted to just any display of success like flashy cars, prestigious job titles, designer clothes, or pricey watches. Unlike others who might prioritize wealth and high social rankings, Sigma women look deeper. They are captivated not by what a man possesses, but by his true essence. They find themselves attracted to men who are thoughtful, passionate about meaningful pursuits, and capable of engaging in rich, intellectually stimulating discussions. A man's character, his aspirations, and his purposeful approach to life are what truly matter to them, much more than his bank balance or societal rank. For Sigma women, a man's real worth is shown in his thoughts, the depth of his viewpoints, and the meaningfulness of his dialogue. If a man only talks about his job, his income, or his lavish lifestyle, she will quickly become disinterested. She seeks a companion who can stimulate her intellect, fuel her personal growth, and engage her with intriguing, insightful conversations. Whether it's philosophy, psychology, art, technology, or any unique interest, she admires a man who possesses depth, who continually seeks knowledge, and who contributes intellectually meaningful content to discussions. It's not about being a know-it-all. It's about having an earnest curiosity and a desire for more than just shallow talk. Picture a Sigma woman at a social gathering. Two men approach her. The first boasts about his lucrative job, his luxury vehicle, and the exclusive gatherings he frequents. He thinks these symbols of status will impress her, but to her they sound cliché, scripted, and superficial. The second man, however, talks passionately about a recent book he's read, expresses his views on a societal issue, and seeks her thoughts in a manner that shows he respects her intellect. She's naturally more attracted to the second man, not for his possessions, but for his personality. Sigma women set their own standards and don't seek society's approval. Thus, they also prefer men who are confident in themselves, not those who depend on outward status to feel valued. A man who deeply engages with life, holds strong opinions, and adds value through intelligence and enthusiasm will hold her interest much longer than one who simply shows off his wealth. Main point to remember. If a nice guy wants to catch the attention of a Sigma woman, he should focus less on showcasing his external accomplishments and more on enriching his inner self. Confidence, intelligence, and genuineness are far more appealing to her than mere wealth and status. She doesn't care about how much you own. She cares about how much depth you add to your conversations and connections. Number 6. She's checking you out, not to play tricks, but to understand who you truly are. Sigma women are keen watchers. They might not share their thoughts immediately, but they are always observing, understanding the unsaid, and noting how people act in various situations. Unlike other women who are upfront with what they expect, Sigma women prefer to test, not to manipulate, but to really see what a man is made of. They look at how he manages stress, if he remains sure of his beliefs, and whether he can keep calm when things are uncertain. These tests are subtle, but deliberate. If a man falls apart too quickly, showing insecurity, defensiveness, or a too eager desire to please, she views him as not strong enough and loses respect for him. For instance, a Sigma woman might question a man's view during a talk, not because she disagrees, but to check if he can confidently hold on to his ideas without getting upset or retreating just to avoid disagreement. If he quickly agrees with her to seem agreeable, it actually turns her off. She doesn't want someone who just says yes. She wants someone who has his own strong opinions and isn't scared to share them. She admires a man who can have a smart conversation without feeling attacked, insecure, or passive. Being strong isn't about aggression. It's about being certain of yourself without looking for others to confirm it. Another test might be how a man deals with quiet moments. If he starts babbling nervously, trying to fill the silence, it shows he's not secure. But if he can stay relaxed and unaffected by the quiet, it indicates emotional solidity. Sigma women also look at how patient a man is. They observe if he gets upset when things don't go his way, or if he stays calm under stress. If he shows neediness, constantly wondering why she hasn't replied to his text, or overthinking her every move, she sees this as a sign of emotional fragility. She wants a man who is confident enough not to seek her constant approval. The secret to succeeding in these tests: stay grounded, be confident in who you are, and don't look for validation. If you feel you have to prove yourself to her, you're already off track. Instead, concentrate on being self-assured, emotionally stable, and comfortable with who you are. She's not after a man who acts out of insecurity. She wants someone who stays composed, independent, and mentally sturdy. If a nice guy wants to win over a Sigma woman, he should welcome the challenge, not dread it. She's not messing around. She's just making sure that if she opens up her world to you, you are robust enough to be her partner. What's the biggest challenge you've ever faced in your love life? Share your story in the comments. Number 7. She's not looking to change you. She wants to grow together. A common error nice guys make when they want to catch the attention of a Sigma woman is pretending to be someone else. They might fake being confident, take up interests they don't really like, or try to become what they think she desires. These attempts always fail. Sigma women are very sharp and can tell right away when someone is not being genuine. They don't get impressed by superficial charm or practiced personalities. They value authenticity. A Sigma woman isn't interested in a man who alters himself just to blend into her life. She seeks someone who is on his own path of personal growth and development, just as she is. She's not looking for a fixer-upper project or someone to lead around. She wants a companion who progresses alongside her, striving toward his own goals while also supporting her own. Consider a man who starts new hobbies only because a Sigma woman likes them. Initially, he might think this will draw her closer, but eventually she'll notice his enthusiasm isn't genuine. This doesn't attract her. It actually pushes her away. Sigma women are drawn to men who are passionate about their own interests, views, and aspirations. They connect with someone whose growth is motivated by themselves, not someone who changes their entire being just to be liked. A man who remains true to his essence while also aiming to improve himself is much more appealing than one who tweaks his character for momentary acceptance. A healthy relationship with a Sigma woman relies on shared growth. She desires a partner who motivates her, who encourages her to continue advancing, and who is as devoted to his personal development as she is to hers. If a man is comfortable with not progressing, happy to remain the same, and shows no interest in bettering himself, she will naturally drift away, not because she's hard to please, but because she values progress. She's always growing, learning, and bettering herself, and she needs someone who's also embracing that mindset. This doesn't mean she's seeking perfection, quite the opposite. She just wants to be with someone who aims higher for himself, who doesn't settle, and who views life as an ongoing journey of improvement. The main point: a Sigma woman isn't out to control, repair, or reshape you into someone different. She wants to build and advance with someone who is also pushing himself forward. So rather than trying to impress her by acting like what you think she wants, focus on being genuine and, more importantly, improving in ways that truly matter to you. Because at the end of the day, she doesn't want a man who changes for her. She wants a man who is evolving for himself. And if you can grow together, she'll view you not just as a potential partner, but as her equal. Number 8. Confidence, not arrogance, is key. To a Sigma woman, confidence is incredibly appealing, but only if it's genuine. She can quickly tell if someone's confidence is just for show. Men who put on a display of dominance, brag about their successes, or need constant attention do not impress her. Instead, arrogance turns her off because it often shows that someone is not truly confident but insecure. She prefers a man who doesn't need to prove anything, but simply understands his value and behaves naturally. True confidence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's quietly knowing you're secure and letting that confidence speak for itself. A common error that nice guys make is confusing being polite with being confident. While it's essential to be courteous and respectful, merely being nice isn't enough to be attractive. A Sigma woman values a man who is respectful, but is especially attracted to someone who possesses a quiet strength. Real confidence means not always agreeing with others, not shying away from disagreements, and not looking for others' approval. It involves standing firm in your beliefs, setting clear boundaries, and living with intention. A man who often says sorry, is reluctant to share his real thoughts, or minimizes his abilities to keep the peace, won't keep her interest for long. Sigma women like kind men, but they aren't drawn to a kindness that comes from a place of fear, like the fear of being rejected, instead of true kindness. Picture two men talking to a Sigma woman. The first man tries to win her over by boasting about his job, his money, and how much people look up to him. He keeps steering the conversation back to himself, believing it makes him look strong. The second man doesn't try to show off. He listens well, speaks confidently when he does talk, and stays composed without needing others to affirm him. The Sigma woman will be attracted to the second man, not because he tries to stand out, but because he naturally stands firm in his self-assurance. His confidence is stable and genuine, and that's what truly wins her over. Number 9. They highly value authenticity over the illusion of perfection. Sigma women place a high premium on authenticity and greatly prefer it over an appearance of perfection. They are attracted to men who are honest about their identities, openly acknowledging their flaws and vulnerabilities, rather than striving to maintain a facade of perfection. This approach of genuine transparency is not just refreshing, it fosters a foundation of trust and deep respect, which are critical in any meaningful relationship with a Sigma woman. Consider a scenario where a man admits he is not particularly adept in the kitchen, but continues to cook because he enjoys the process and the joy it brings to him and others. Instead of masquerading as a proficient chef, he shares honest tales of his culinary trials, detailing both successes and failures and the valuable lessons learned from each. A Sigma woman finds this level of candor not just endearing, but deeply attractive. She admires his willingness to embrace vulnerability, his ability to laugh at his own missteps, and his commitment to self-improvement and learning from mistakes. This isn't just about the pursuit of success. It's about accepting one's true self with all its imperfections and placing higher value on personal growth and genuine authenticity over maintaining a deceptive perfection. Number 10. They seek profound emotional depth beyond surface-level interactions. Sigma women crave connections that go much deeper than casual chatter or superficial interactions. They are attracted to partners who enjoy engaging in thoughtful conversations, exploring complex topics, and sharing profound personal reflections. This level of profound communication is essential for building a strong emotional connection, which is highly valued in their relationships. Imagine a man who openly shares his aspirations, his deepest fears, and his most cherished dreams, discussing these personal elements with true sincerity and thoughtful reflection. This type of in-depth, meaningful dialogue is incredibly attractive to a Sigma woman, much more so than a partner who limits conversations to mundane or trivial matters. They appreciate partners who are not only willing, but eager to delve into the emotional and intellectual depths together. They seek a companion who is not just capable of understanding, but also capable of contributing to discussions that are enlightening and transformative. This desire for depth in conversation shows their need for a partner who is not only a lover, but also a confidant and intellectual companion, someone who can journey with them through the complexities of life while continuously fostering a deeper understanding and connection. Sigma. Women look for a man who knows his value without needing others to watch. They admire a man who feels secure about himself, who isn't scared of quiet moments, and who doesn't need praise from others to feel important. Such a man doesn't chase after attention, but somehow he still gets noticed. He doesn't ask for people's approval, but they are naturally attracted to him. This type of confidence is what a Sigma woman finds truly appealing. If a nice guy wants to catch the attention of a Sigma woman, he should realize that just being super nice, showing off, or trying too hard to please won't impress her. Rather, he should develop a strong, silent confidence that speaks for itself without words. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.